Ladies and gentlemen, SideStrafe back with ArmA 2 and the DayZ mod, and as you can see I'm near the coast, which means that I didn't last very long after my wounds in my previous video. I managed to get out of that building after reconnecting to the server. Unfortunately, I was just in bad shape, and eventually, with everything being black and white and heart throbbing the way it was, everything blurry, I couldn't last. So I ran into some zombies, took them out, but they managed to get a couple of hits on me. I had to rebandage, but unfortunately I couldn't beat the fact that I just had too little blood and eventually died. So here we are. Somebody's probably gonna get a nice backpack filled with goodies if they find my body. It was actually kind of out in the middle of a field, so might take them a while, but we are near this town here, and there are a couple of bodies down there that I'm gonna try to scavenge real quick. Hopefully I don't get shot, but I just started, so if they want to kill me, go right ahead. They're only gonna get some extra ammunition and rations, and I'll just start over again. It's always a kicker though when you lose a large amount of goods, because I had a whole bunch of great items before. Okay, let's see what we got here. Baked beans, take some food. Water bottle, morphine. I'm trying to be a little picky about some of the stuff that I take with me. So I'm going to grab another water bottle just so I don't have to. Might as well grab whatever I can, right? Morphine. Oh, I got contact. Gotta be careful. There's a few more bodies. That one looks like, those look like player bodies though. The funny thing is typically the player bodies have flies buzzing around, and these ones seem like new player bodies almost. Nothing that, you know, really blows my mind here, and I don't like being out in the open here, especially when I just saw another player. So I'm gonna go for some cover and be a little bit more careful this time around, hopefully. So there's somebody over there. Now, obviously, we are playing this live. I've got a lot of requests to do more so a live commentary style with this game versus edited post commentary. I know some of you find the running around kind of dull, but I am hopefully trying to provide you with enough commentary audio that you can at least still be entertained as you kind of hear what my thought process is as I play this game. And the only problem with that is it's kind of like talk and chew bubblegum at the same time. You got to pay attention to that chat just in case somebody's trying to talk to you. So it's kind of trying to do a lot of things at once. I am voice comm enabled just in case I need to be, but basically my mission, I think, in life, I'm trying to figure out, you know, how do you want to survive in this game? What's your objective? Is it to collect the best weapons or to get a vehicle? You know, what is there really to do? What would you do in real life? What things do you need? And it comes down to the basic necessities that have existed since the beginning of mankind. It's food and water. You know, shelter's a part of that, but it's a video game, so they haven't really factored in a need for shelter unless, I don't know, unless they could somehow pull that off. How would you do that? I suppose, let's say that it's raining out and you could get sick and you need to be undercover. But unfortunately, you know, I think that might be a little too extreme. I'm not sure. I'm all for like hyper realism. In some cases, you know, things like that could be cool because like, oh, we got to get to shelter. You know, there's a big storm coming or something. I mean, that would be cool, but unfortunately half the buildings are not enterable. You really can't interact with them. Like, for example, it'd be cool if I could go into every single house possible, but you can't. So it's kind of limiting in that nature. But that's just because of the way ArmA's built. It's not really the mod's fault. So you gotta be careful going around these corners here. Looks like we've got a building here that we can enter. I tell you what, these footsteps, man, they are way too loud sometimes, and they will really give you up. So let's see if we can enter here safely. You notice what I just saw? Look at this. Items that are clipping through the wall there. I wonder if it means that somebody's been up here recently. And I'm trying to listen carefully to the sounds. Whiskey bottle, empty. Road flares. What else we got? I honestly don't use the road flares that much, because they give away too much of your position. So other people might, you know, I mean, I suppose you could use them for distraction. You could throw them perhaps in certain directions, or if you want to kind of illuminate your path. See, like, it's too bad that I really wish you could just breach all these doors and whatnot, but it's funny because we saw items clipping through the... So I would think that you could go upstairs, but maybe there's another way. I'm used to having the revolver, so now we've got the Makarov here, which I believe is a 9mm pistol. The revolver was, what, 45? So I'd say that that's going to pack a bit more punch. This might have a better mag capacity, rate of fire. So we'll see how that goes. I guess we can just try to work our way into this direction and see what we can figure out. Just try to get back into that loot process, try to, you know, make up for some of the things I lost before. And see how that goes. Oh, what do we have here? Okay, that didn't work. Okay. How about can of pasta? I'm gonna open this up. Take those Lee Enfield magazines because you never know. And one more Makarov mag. Shut that door. Nobody needs to know that somebody's been around here, right? As we carry on. Tell you what, at least it's like the nighttime again. I always talk about things being a double-edged sword, but that nighttime, the darkness, it's cool because, you know, it'll hide your location, but on the flip side, it's really dark. And I think I spawned one time where you could literally only see the night sky, the stars, and that was it. Oh, there's some zombies up front. and you couldn't see anything around you. It was nearly unplayable. So the only thing you could really do is throw a flare in the distance and kind of run towards it. But then, of course, you risk giving away your position. Alright. Got some walkers, which obviously become runners when you alert them of your presence. Now, it seems the way the game is in its current state, and I always keep in mind that it is alpha, so, you know, I try not to complain too much, but right now, it's just obviously about fighting off other players and maintaining your safety with them. The zombies, or the walkers, or whatever you want to call them, aren't really that big of a threat until they start swarming you. And for the most part, you can avoid them easily just by, you know, sneaking around. Playing this game as if it was, you know, Splinter Cell or something. Keeping on the sneak, as I like to say. The issue, of course, is just the other players. So we're going to try to bypass these guys. We have another interactive building here. Oops, I don't want to be running here. Oh! Shoot. How they... Oh, boy. How they managed to discover me. Reload. Get into the building, because they'll have to walk. And I'm bleeding.
Shit.
This is bad. Reload. Reload, damn it. Oh, I missed that 45 revolver. I tell you what. Bandage myself. Oh, man, I tell you, I cannot hit these suckers. When they start running, they just run so fracking fast that I just don't have the reflexes, really, to be able to get rid of them. And am I shaking? I think I'm shaking. Take bandage, gear, take painkillers. Do I need painkillers? Alright, so I was shaking. Wait. Okay, I'm not shaking anymore. Ah, man. Alright. I have to say, I prefer the revolver. It just packs a bigger punch. So, I will definitely... be trying to switch up. Whoa, 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 whoa. Contact front. Friendly, friendly, friendly. It's funny, he just ran away. Let's see, I gotta get my chat channel set up here. Nope. Ah, dang this chat thing. Okay. Trying to communicate with him. See, everybody's so paranoid of each other, you know? Honestly, the way I feel about it right now is that I'm not that afraid of dying. I don't really have that much to lose, so... I mean, that's the way I feel about it, but... That guy saw me and booked. I don't know where he went, though. Is that him over there? Over there, is that another survivor or is that a dead body? I think he's going to loot some corpse over there. All right, whatever. There was somebody speaking on comms as well, but he was speaking another language, so that's nothing I can do about that. Imagine that too. Imagine that kind of a situation where when you play this game, you do find yourself in this type of a situation where you're playing with a lot of people that are, you know, different nationalities, speak different languages, and sometimes you know, how do you communicate with them? What the? Is that floating? Can I interact? It's a flashlight. Give it to me. I can't take it. It's like floating. It's obviously a bug, but I guess I can't loot that, huh? Nope. Man, those zombies, I tell you what, that was a bad encounter. I don't know how I alerted them of my presence. I suppose that I just got too close to one of them and then they trigger the rest as they usually do. Well, I think I've found most everything. I mean, I'm sure I could have missed a few items in that that town that maybe I could use, but you know, what's the point? You know, that's the thing. I guess in a way this game is in a way flawed to the point of, well, what do you do? What do you do? All right, I've got food. I can last a little while, I suppose. Where should I go next? It's like, let's try to survive even more. It's almost kind of just like, well, enjoy. It's the game of life, or it's how are you going to live, you know? How are you going to spend your days? Because there's only a handful of things that you can do, and it's mostly acquire food, acquire weapons, water, whatever equipment. Then once you got your loot, then what? You know? I think in some cases people want to just hunt for other humans. And if you think about it, you know, that might be the reason why there's a lot more player killing, just because of that and the fact that they want to take your loot. But even beyond that, it's like, if you think about, like, I always talk about The Walking Dead because it's the latest and greatest example that most people can relate to. In that series, they're just trying to survive, right? Of course, there's a lot of other drama thrown in there with the party and everything, but they're just trying to survive, trying to get to the next place, find a place that maybe is safe or that has a cure or that knows more than they do. But in this mod, you know, we don't know anything else. There's a zombie outbreak. There's other survivors. So unless the developers have hidden in some sort of, they don't want to have there be a conclusion, obviously, but really, what other kind of goals can you set for yourself? And you kind of have to think, how would you treat, with other MMOs, you always have, there's new quests and things like that. But with this, it's just, all right, it's a sandbox. Do whatever you want. I guess just try to accumulate the most amount of goods and live out your days. Now, it'd be cool if, I guess, there was some sort of way to, I guess, create a larger camp or base site that you could live off of and say, okay, this is where I'm going to store all my goods, have a lockbox filled with equipment, and, try to live out your days, send out people to do scavenger hunts and things like that. Not scavenger hunts, but go scavenging and foraging for food. Kind of just want to get to some cover here. I'm basically trying to follow this road and see where it takes me. And then go from there. But I think with that, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to cover it for this episode. And we'll see where we get by the next time. Hopefully we can start out closer to a town, so as to not bore everyone with me running through the woods. So hopefully you're enjoying this mod and lasting a little longer than I have been. I will see you on the next one.